Hey my loves, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jess from BehatiLife. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today we're going to be talking about the blessing and the beauty of breakups and why you should never look at a breakup as a moment of failure. We're going to dive into why that is, simply because currently right now a lot of people are experiencing breakups within their own life, and me personally. And I'm working magic all the time and setting intention all the time. So it's commonly misunderstood that it's like, okay, did my magic not work, or did my manifestation not work because this relationship it didn't last. So for a lot of people, they say, you know what, Jess, I want to come to you for a love spell. I want to see love grow and blossom within my life. And then they work my oil, or they work the love spell, and then what ends up happening is over time that relationship ends, or it shifts and it evolves, and there's a breakup, and then they're like, it failed. It did not fail. And I'm going to go ahead and explain why that is, how it is that it works, what you can do, and why it's so awesome. So relationships, I have to take a few steps back before we dive into it. You guys already know how I work, but relationships are designed to act as lessons and door openers within your life. I can't tell you how many of my clients have come to me and they're setting the intention for love, in welcoming love into their lives. But for karma, or for this life, or whatever the case may be, there's certain things that kind of block them from receiving and bringing love in. And they have to go through those lessons in order to receive and achieve the love relationship that it is that they are desiring and that they want within their life at some point. The faster you go through these lessons, trust me when I say this, the faster you go through these lessons, the faster you will connect with the love of your life. Now, for those of you guys that are looking for a relationship that is not like incredible of substance, like let's say, you know, for a lot of my clients, they want soulmates, they want twin flames, they want happily ever after, they want true love, they want their marriage partner. So that's really what it is that I'm talking about and what I'm referring to. I'm not really talking about superficial relationships right now, because that's a topic for another video. This is for people who want significant relationships and they wonder why these relationships break down or break up, and why they are completely distraught and so upset at the breakdown of that relationship. So, and they actually feel like failures, and then they keep getting the love oil and they don't learn from that lesson, and they repeat the same mistakes. So what we're going to do is go ahead and nip that in the bud right now, because we're just going to stop it, just completely stop it. So a lot of my clients, like I said before, they come to me and they want to manifest the love of their life. And then when they use the oil and then they go through this relationship, they feel these powerful feelings, and then they feel really upset when the relationship is painful and struggles and then dies. And then they're forced to kind of start over. Basically, when you're working with a love oil, well, let me start by saying that everyone has a different path within their life. Not everyone is coming into this life with clear karma when it comes to relationships. There's certain lessons that we have to learn that we cannot learn from just one person. Now, there are people and some of my clients that I've worked with that do receive the karma that there's meant to go through with one person, and or maybe two relationships, and the second relationship is the person of their dreams. And that's all well and good for them, and they go through those lessons with that one person, and that's their karma here on earth. And this is for old souls and new souls. It doesn't really make a difference. It's just what that person, their life is destined to be. So some people, they're meant to experience different people and different relationships because they're meant to kind of go through these lessons and these stages so that they grow. Now, what spurs them and what moves them is this feeling within their gut, within their intuition, that says, I want true love. I want to find my person. And having that feeling is really strong and really important, because the stronger it is and the more aggressive you are with knowing and trying to seek to find them, the more it confirms and reaffirms that you are destined to meet and have a partner long term for you in this life. However, there's certain lessons that you do have to go through in order to get to that person, that one. And I'm gonna call that true love, I'm gonna say the one. Whether you're looking for your soulmate, your twin flame, marriage partner, whatever, I'm gonna be referring to that person as the one. So me, myself, you know, you can look at my astrology chart, my natal chart, and you can see that there are lessons that I have to learn and go through to grow through in order to get to my person. When I am working magic and intentions for myself, when it comes to love spells and the love relationship and me connecting and finding my one, when I started, I knew right away that it was going to be, there were going to be lessons that I needed to learn because of trauma or things that have happened to me in my life now, and also from karma, so from lives before that, and just things that I have to deal with and grow in order for me to serve my purpose here, and even to come on and teach you guys and communicate with you guys and to help you grow. So if I didn't go through those things in past lives and in this life, I would be no good to you here, because everything is peaches and cream in this life. And that's not my sole purpose. That's not my purpose, is to come on here and live a perfect life. My purpose is to push people to believe, to have faith, and to work their magic and to find personal empowerment. So if I am going through this life having the desire for the things that it is that I want, I still have to have respect for my journey here on this earth. But that being said, there's certain lessons that I have to learn, and I talk about this all the time when I'm talking about manifestation, which is listen to your feelings and your gut instinct and intuition when you're working your magic and you're setting intention. When you set intention, when you work a love spell or a money spell or whatever type of oil or intention, you will get feelings within you that says, hold on, you have fear, or there's a blockage here. You have to be very honest with yourself within your sacred space to recognize and acknowledge that blockage, and then work to remove that blockage. The faster you move through that blockage, the faster you move through that change or that challenge, that's the next step that you take to coming and meeting with your one. Now, you can apply this for meeting your one, or you can apply this for finding your job, career, your purpose for being here on earth. Fill in the blank with whatever it is that you're setting intention for that you may have trouble with connecting with. But really, it's not even trouble, it's the journey. So when a relationship manifests itself in your life and you are loving this person and falling in love with this person, stay open and stay vulnerable. And be so open and excited and grateful and honored for the journey, because this shows that you are growing. This shows that you have the potential to love. This shows that you are open to loving, and that you're also being open to receiving love in return. That is huge. Without those key components, you have nothing to work with. Don't look at a relationship and see like, oh, this is a failure because it didn't work out. That relationship was designed to teach you something about yourself, and then also interchangeably that person has to learn, because especially if you're working with soul and spirit and intuition and you're pulling people in, they are at another level open to receiving the lesson and to grow spiritually on their end, because it was a spirit that pulled them in. So on their end, they are also learning their lesson. They're also being forced to grow within the relationship. Both of you guys are. So when the relationship has served its purpose, really, sometimes it's tough because a lot of feelings are invested. But I feel like for so many of us, our hurt and our ache and our suffering comes from believing that this is it. And not only do you love that person, you feel kind of forced to kind of break away and leave that person, which that's a topic for another conversation, because I personally do not feel like all breakups have to be painful. They're painful in the moment, but for me, mostly, it doesn't. I personally mourn for a relationship no longer than like 2 days, maybe 3 days max. And all of my partners that I've ever been in a committed relationship with, we have an understanding and a connection with each other that's very much still has respect and love with it. I don't have one relationship that I can think of that is negative and has pain connected to it now because of the way that I operate within relationships and the way that I approach relationships. And if you'd like me to make a video about that, I'm more than happy to, whatever's going to help you to grow and to evolve. But either way, a lot of ache and suffering comes from people perceiving when they want something so strongly and their spirit is telling them, look for love, look for love, look for love, don't give up. But also know that there's lessons that are happening and things that you have to go through so that you can evolve, so that you can be ready for your partner. If the universe gave to you exactly what it is that you want, and in this moment, you may not actually be ready to receive it and to take care of it because you have not learned, you haven't experienced the lessons that you need to in order to be in a position to thrive within that relationship. And for some people, that means blockages to love, meaning like being open to receiving love, having balance, having independence while still being in a relationship. These are things that will be tested. The faster that you are open and the more open you are to receiving those lessons and learning those lessons, then the more you'll take the next step. So when you're working with intuition, intention and manifestation and love oils or intention oils, especially anything from my shop, be very open to the feelings that come through for you while you're setting the spell. And then if there's a challenge or an area of growth that needs your attention and needs your focus on that and set the intention that you are able to remove that blockage. And when the relationship is over, be grateful that it's over, wipe your hands of it, release, mourn, let it go through that whole death transition phase of releasing and letting go, and then work your alchemy and work your magic in order to prepare yourself for the next relationship. The other thing that I want to say too is that you do not have to be completely whole and fixed and perfect in order to receive the love of your life. I really truly feel like that's a common misconception, but I do think that for a lot of people, you need to be open to loving and receiving and being open to getting these lessons and being flexible with learning these lessons, and that just makes the process way more easy and effortless. The one thing that I have been seeing lately, and what I do see a lot of times, is people being ashamed of talking about breakups and breakdowns within relationships when they're working with their oils, because they say, well, if I truly was powerful in setting my magic, then if I set the intention for my husband, or if I set the intention to meet the one, and I am now going through this breakup, what was that for? Like, I failed, or this doesn't work. That's not the case. It's the universe saying, look, I need you to be flexible, because if this is what it is that you want, you can bring in relationships left and right, but I need you to be open to evolving and shifting so that we can actually prepare you for the love that it is that you've been asking for. The last thing that I want to say, I think, because I can really go on this topic for a while, is that if you feel strongly in your heart that you want something, it is for you, without a doubt. If you have this vision that you've held for yourself for a very long time, or that you just feel so strongly, you know in your heart that you want it. Sometimes you doubt that it can happen because that life makes us doubt. But if you know within your heart that you want something so bad, you have to believe and have faith. And that's a hard thing for a lot of people. But you have to have faith and believe that it will come into your life. But be open to changing so that you can prepare and be open to receiving that. Because sometimes people who are inflexible and people who are not open to changing, they create resistance and blockages to the very thing that it is that they want the most because of fear, insecurity, and doubt. Especially when you want something so bad, you are at the most vulnerable place within your life, because when you are that open and honest with yourself that you know that you want something, then you put yourself in a position that says, I know this about myself, so if I don't receive it, I'm going to have pain and I'm going to suffer. If you have that feeling in your heart, you can look at any theology on the face of this earth for the most part. All of the texts say that when God or the divine puts this feeling and seed within you, it is for you. You have to have faith and it will manifest itself. Be open, be flexible. The more that you have faith and the more that you are open to changing, the more you are going to receive it, because you're operating on faith alone and you're shifting yourself to be in a place to receive that. So when you're working your love spells and you're working your intent oils, or you're working and writing down your manifestation, don't give up. Don't be defeated. Take the time that you need to mourn the relationship if you're going through a breakup, but don't let it hold you back. Take what you have learned from that relationship and move forward and set intention for what it is that you're ready for next. And every step of the way is just getting you closer and closer to your one. If you would like me to make a video about love manifestation, I feel like I did a video about money manifestation and how to write powerful declarations and petitions, I can link that down below, and I can also film more videos on that. Give me a thumbs up or comment down below and I will be more than happy to do that for you. But I just wanted to get on here and say that really quickly. Happy manifesting, my loves. If you need my love oil that I use every single time, I actually, before I go, I saw someone on Instagram being like, well, I have everything that it is that I want, so if I'm able to do this, then, and if my life looks like this, then you should definitely do, work with me. And it's like, how selfish of you. Like, because that makes people feel, that makes your clients feel like what they're doing is not good enough. And when they do work with you and then they have their own personal failures, they're going to feel like a failure. Or if they have their own personal breakdowns or like breakups, they're going to feel like a failure, and it takes away from their personal power. You having strong feelings within you and setting intention is the key to everything, whether you're working with fire, whether you're working with prayer, whether you're working with my intention oils or someone else's or candles, it doesn't matter. Your feeling, your intention is everything. So my clients always are empowered and are always manifesting. And they always get the truth, and they always get change. They're always evolving and bringing in the things that it is that they desire within a month. Because it's not me. I mean, sometimes it's my words that give them power, but it's a reminder of what it is that they already know within them. So I really wanted to put that message out there, because no one should at any point be taking away from your power or making you feel powerless. I want you guys to be informed. That way, the more that you're informed, the more that you can make some really intense, powerful moves. Everything that I have in my life is stuff that I've manifested using prayer, intention, and of course my oils, and setting the intent and visualizing it, and it all manifests itself, especially relationships and career and living situations within less than a month, because I'm open, I'm flexible, and I believe it, and I set the intention, and it happens. All right? So I love you guys, and if there's any other videos that you need me to make about love, manifestation, money, purpose, karma, whatever the case may be, leave it down in the comments, and I'm more than happy to film it for you sooner rather than later. I love you. Bye.